Today we are going to start drawing our Monet inspired lily garden. So we are going to be using watercolor to bring in lots of color. We're going to be using oil pastel for the lily pads and for the lilies. And then we will end by going with tissue paper to add flowers, which I don't have yet. So the first thing that I want you to do on the back of your artwork is write your name. Then flip it over so you can't see your name. And your paper is going to be the landscape way, so the long way. And the first thing that we're going to draw is the bridge. And you'll notice my bridge is in white oil pastel. So when you're drawing today, you really want to press lightly. You'll also notice that my bridge goes from one side to the other, and it's definitely over halfway. It's almost actually touching the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start on one side, and I'm going to draw really lightly so you really can't see it. Now I'll go back over and I will press harder so you can see it, but I don't want you to press hard because we are going over it with white oil pastel. I'm going to do the same thing, the same. I have my bridge. Then again, very lightly, so you can hardly see it, you're going to go and you're going to make vertical lines on your bridge. Now we are ready for the boat. So for the boat, we're going to have that kind of coming out the side. So to do that, I'm going to start by drawing a curved line. Notice how it's going off of the page. Then I'm going to draw a straight line down, a vertical line, and do the same amount of curve over here. So it's one thick line. Then I'm going to put my pencil on this corner, and I'm going to do the opposite way. So instead of curving down, you're going to curve up. Then about an inch in, I'm going to do the same line like that. Then I could go ahead and I could make a paddle. Put a line in there in my boat. Again, you're drawing lightly, but I'm drawing hard so that you can see it. Now, we're almost done with pencil. We're going to do a frog. As you can see, I have a little frog over here on the left side. So to start with the frog, I'm going to start with a circle. Then on top of the circles, I'm going to put two more lines across for the eyes. I've zoomed in a little bit so you can see. So keep in mind that mine's a little bit smaller than it actually, you see it here, so it's a little bigger here than it is. But then I'm going to do legs. Then littler. And then I'm going to have two legs with three, 1, 2, 3. Two legs, 1, 2, 3. Put my eye, nose, and mouth. Now I have my frog. And we're going to put on a lily pad. So once you are done with your frog, I'm going to do a curved line. Then I'm going to go in, make a triangle, and continue that curved line. And our frog is sitting on a lily pad. Now we are done with pencil, and the rest we are going to do in oil pastel. So at your table you will get oil pastels, and the first color I want you to grab is white. And with your white oil pastel, you are going to go over your bridge. Now you can see it's important that you press lightly, as I am not covering my pencil lines very well because I pressed so hard. But hopefully you didn't press as hard, and so you can't see the pencil quite as well. Nice thick line with your white oil pastel. Then I want you to grab a brown oil pastel and trace over the boat, the lines of the boat. I'm not going to color it in. We will be painting it. Then you're going to need a light green and a dark green. Now to start, I want you to color your entire frog in. Just the circle, the big circle with the light green. Then you're going to take the dark green and you're going to do the legs, front legs. I'm going to take this green again and I'm going to do the eyelid. Then you're going to take a black and you're going to trace really carefully and slowly all the details of the frog, the best that you can. I know that they are really small, so if you don't get all of them perfectly, that's okay. Even the nose, the mouth, and the tongue. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then you're going to take the light green and you are going to color in that petal, that lily pad. The best that you can. Now we are going to go in and we are going to make the rest of the lily pads, and you can see that they are made up of ovals, inside ovals. So I want you to start with a light green, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to put circle and circle and circle, more ovals, more of an oval shape instead of a circle, spreading them out. 2, 3 circles, 1, 2, 3 circles. Want them to be balanced. So I want to leave spaces for the dark green. We're going to come in with the dark green. I don't want to put them all in one space and not in the other. So go ahead and do, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 12 to 13 to 14 light green ones. Then you're going to go in with the dark green and do the same thing. An oval shape, and putting it in places where you don't have lily pads. Keeping them balanced. Now I am going pretty fast. You should take your time and make sure you're making nice ovals and lily pads. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dark green ones. Then with your dark green, I want you to go find the light green and make a C on the outer edge. So you can see I'm making a C on the outer edge, a C on the outer edge, just on the light green. If you do it on the dark green, you won't even see it. Then you're going to go back to the light green and you're going to make a C on the dark, on the edge of the dark green, a C. Now we are going to go in with some bright colors and we're going to do some lilies. So I'm just going to kind of start with a U shape. And then I'm going to fill it in. Maybe we do one over here, a U shape, and then fill it in. Another color, a U shape, fill it in. A U shape, and fill it in. Another color, U shape, fill it in. I do not want you to do all of them because we are going to go in with tissue paper and add some textured lilies. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 empty lily pads, and that is okay. I want you to leave at least 10 empty ones. We will fill those in with tissue paper next week. Now we are ready to paint. At your table, you will have set watercolors, primary and secondary colors with black and white on one side, and then intermediate colors on the other side with white. You will notice that in my watercolor painting I used a variety of colors, lots of colors in the sky as well as in the water. So to start, I want you to go ahead and start. We're going to use plenty of water, lots of water. You'll notice that I'm constantly going to be getting more and more water. And I'm going to get my water, my paintbrush wet, and then I'm going to go in and I am going to grab blue. Blue, I might dip it again in the water and then go back in the blue, just to make sure that that paint is really wet. Then I'm going to start painting. Now you're going to notice that I'm using a lot of water. I may even go get more water. More water, more paint. I'm going pretty fast. So more water, more paint. And then I think I'm going to come over here. I'm not going above that bridge. I'm staying below that bridge. And then I'm going to go into another blue. See how I have some white? That's okay. I think I'm going to go into this turquoise here on the other side, and I'm going to paint turquoise. And I'm kind of going right over that blue, getting more water. Going right over that blue a little bit, kind of mixing them together. We know that water is not just one color. And then I maybe even go into violet and do the same thing. Kind of, it's a dark violet, a blue violet. Going over all the lilies. We don't want to have any white showing. Notice how I am going pretty fast using lots of water. I can go and get the other blue again. So it almost kind of looks like tie-dye. Again, I'm not going up past that. I'm getting close to the bridge, so I think I'm going to stop. You can't see any more white, and I'm getting close to the bridge. Now when you get close to the bridge, we're going to start using green. Light green and kind of a medium green. They're on opposite sides. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get my paintbrush wet and get in the green. Get it a little bit more wet, put it in the green. And then I'm going to start painting the green, making sure I'm using plenty of water. If they overlap with the blue in the water, that's okay. Maybe do a little bit over here, and then I think I'm going to stop and go a little bit over here. Again, I'm getting lots of water. And then I think I'm going to go ahead, rinse my brush, and get this lime green. Make sure it's nice and wet. Maybe bring it back over here in this corner. Move my water bucket there. You're just using those two greens right away until it is full and you can't see any white. Next we're going to go to the boat, and we're going to be using brown, and then you can choose any color for the middle of the boat. So I'm going to go rinse my brush, get brown, and I'm going to paint my boat. And then on the inside of the boat, I think I'll choose an orange. You can make that choice. It's up to you what color you want on the inside of your boat. Now we're going to start adding more colors. So we're going to come back into the water and we're going to add some more colors, kind of a reflection from the trees, which we will add in a moment. So I may go ahead and grab some lime green, like a reflection in the water. I'm just going to add some greens. Notice how I'm just doing a little green here and a little green there. That's it. I'm done. Then I'm going to take a red violet, which is right next to the white. I'm going to do the same thing. A little red violet, a little red violet. Maybe a little red violet over here, and I'm done. Then I think I'm going to take orange. We're going to add some orange in our trees in just a moment. I'm going to take some orange, a little orange. Make sure your brush is really wet, a little orange, and it'll start looking like reflections. And then maybe I'll take some red, and then I think that's enough, but I'll take some red, do a little bit more, and then I'm done. Now, we are done in the water, but we're going to go in and add some trees here. So I am going to grab this orange again, and I'm just going to do a tree. Doesn't have to look exactly like a tree. I think I'm going to grab green, and I'm going to do a tree right next to it. And then I'm going to take that green and I'm going to go do a tree over here. Red violet, I'm going to take red violet, and I'm going to do a tree. I'm going to do a tree over here. Now to do a tree, I'm just doing lines to one side and the other. Take another green. So I'm just doing one side and to the other. And I am kind of going below the bridge, and that's okay. You take the turquoise, do it on both sides. Maybe go back to the orange. I think I want a little orange over here. So I want you to take some time, and you're going to put some different color, the same kind of colors we've used already, as a reflection here. So the red violet, maybe the turquoise, the orange, you can go in with the red, both greens, and you're just going to make some lines just going up, up, kind of off the page. So notice they kind of are below the bridge where the blue is, and then they go up off the page. And then you are done painting your Monet lily pad artwork. The final step is to take these beautifully colored tissue paper pieces and to glue them onto the empty lily pads. You will need a glue bottle, you will need scissors, and then at your table you'll get a box of these kind of tie-dye looking pieces of tissue paper. So before you do anything, you're going to pick out a piece of tissue paper and you're going to cut it in half. If you use the whole thing, it will be too big. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pick the first one and you're going to do a little dot of glue. You do not need a lot of glue. Then you're going to wrinkle these tissue pieces up, paper up, and hold it for probably 15 seconds. Another dot. Right in the middle of my lily pad. Smush it and glue it on. Again, cut. Dot of glue. Smush and hold for 15 seconds. And you want to choose tissue paper that different colors. So my next one I might try and choose a color I don't have yet, so I think I'll do this pink one. It's already bent a little bit, but that's okay. And you are going to keep going until all of your lily pads have tissue paper. Make sure they're nice and stuck. The blue one, I don't have a blue one. So go ahead and start doing tissue paper on your lily pads to finish your artwork.